Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all some time to tune in. I know these notifications didn't go out. First things first, you already know. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive Wednesday. Hopefully, everybody smoothly getting through the work day. For those working, those with the families, hopefully y'all enjoying your mornings. Those in the city, the last 2 days, I'm gonna say has been the coolest, coolest couple days. Has it been as hot or humid? So out and about now, make sure you still take something with you just in case, because you never know this weather switch back up again. But the last few days have been feeling good, especially since it hasn't been as humid, muggy, and those that have breathing problems, that's good for them because now they can actually get out and about. And I would say for those who got severe asthma or any form of severe breathing problems, if you don't need to be out in the heat, keep yourself indoors or try to keep yourself somewhere where it's shade and it's cool at. And again, still keep your water because it's still summertime. So appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the brief conversation. Sorry I had to cut the convo short, but I had family over and we was trying to do the damn thing for mama. So apologize if some of y'all couldn't hear certain things, but overall still was a great conversation nonetheless. And for those that missed it, you catch the replay. Before I get in deep into it, yep, you already know it ain't the city until you hear one of those. Hopefully it ain't no fire for real, but my bad, y'all. It's that early morning, out and about. But before I even get into this topic, see, like yesterday, I was supposed to come back. Like I said, got wrapped up with the fam and all. So I do apologize for those who was waiting for the live stream. Um, but overall, just be honest, these last few lives have just been random because just been taking the time away from here and taking the time away from other things as well. So all in all, yesterday was a good conversation. I felt, it's needed. And again, got to start holding these people accountable. For some of y'all to sit here and come and blatantly say that somebody's mental health is not important, it's the saddest thing in the world because, again, you are deterring people who really have issues who possibly want to try to open up and get some form of help. You know, you never deny people help, especially when you know they need it. And that's the thing. There's a lot of people right now who are suffering, and some people don't know how to get the help. In other cases, some people know how to get the help, but they won't take the help. So this is why I said it's always a double-edged sword when it comes down to mental health overall. But yeah, it was a talking point that was needed because, again, a lot of people need to start being held accountable when they come on these platforms and start talking crazy about somebody's mental health, or you start talking crazy about people who, are in those situations where they could possibly harm themselves. Because like I said yesterday, it'd be your mouth or it'd be your words that say something that trigger somebody the wrong way, and then that'd be it. Are you going to be able to live with that and deal with that on your conscience? That's why I said, some of y'all need to really just be careful in what you saying and what you doing on it. Because that's the worst thing. Again, if you're supposed to be trying to help somebody, you can't help them if you're sitting over there either dismissing them or poking fun at them. So, got to think about that. Some of y'all say y'all trying to build and you're trying to grow with people, but in the same token, you're laughing at certain situations that you know for a fact could come back to bite you in the ass. So why do it? But yeah, I'm gonna definitely finish talking about the mental health aspect of things. And I might actually do that sucker tonight. But for right now, I am going to speak about some situations that have been occurring. Now, since the summer has really started, the last month or so, especially in the city, there's been nothing but senseless shootings, right? And goes back to what I was saying before about people not holding people accountable in the community. You know, some people will sit here and try to act like certain things ain't been going on, but it's been going on for the longest. You know, my thing with some of them is how do you come on these, how do you come on any of these news channels being interviewed and you saying things like, oh, it was never this bad? I'm gonna be honest with you. Things have always been bad, but it's getting worse now. It's getting worse now. And you want to know why? Because again, we have people who are not holding people accountable in their communities. Right now, everybody is blaming the young ones for a lot of the things that is going on. Some of it is, but it's not all just them. Some of it, again, is adults who are still moving as children. Adults who haven't realized that life is more precious than just trying to follow something in the streets or trying to follow a gang. And see, a lot of the situations we've been getting lately have been like gang shootings, but this is the thing. I don't understand how the hell y'all could all be against each other and half of y'all probably know each other or are related in one way or another. I think that's the only thing that's a downfall for a lot of the young ones too. You got older ones who are pursuing and pushing them into that lifestyle. In some cases, that's because some of these people don't have nobody to really guide them in the right sense. So, of course, any type of guidance will be guidance to them. London, baby. It's been a minute. Hope all well with you. But yeah, this is what I'm saying. We've been encountering a lot of wild shootings. And some of these shootings is, like prime example, 4th of July. Regardless to what 4th of July is, it's mostly for the young ones, in my opinion. You know, there's a lot of things that's happening, like barbecues and birthday parties and so on and so forth. Nobody should have a barbecue ruined just because somebody decided to want to be stupid and wildly shoot at somebody that they've been trying to get at. And this is what I'm saying. I was speaking about this the other day on my other platform. It's crazy how we have these events and then within that same event, something bad happens and nobody wants to hold these people accountable. And they can know who the fuck the person is and still won't try to hold them accountable. And that's what I'm saying. This is why our communities around the world is failing. It ain't so much as the infrastructure and what's going on with government and politics. It's the people in general. Frugal, baby. Well, that's good, London. I'm good. Enjoying the next couple days of vacation before it's back to the plantation. But just wanted to chime in with the folks because, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's sad that when, you having events, they get ruined because you got pure ignorance and pure evil. And I'm going to be real. No child. And the thing was, you shot in an area where there was nothing but children. It wasn't but so many adults there. So who the hell was you shooting at? You know? And the fact that, again, children got hurt in the midst of that. And I think one of them might have passed away. I'm not even sure. I got to finish finding out if that's the truth or not. But if it is, that's sad because, again, that's another young soul lost because of senseless violence. And see, even back in the day when shit like that happened, we would find that in person and drag them the fuck out in the middle of the court. It wasn't no, you going to do whatever and then it's supposed to just be, oh, we going to let it slide or slap on the wrist. Nah, you was going to get put on trial because you messed up. Again, no children should ever be involved in madness or should be in the middle of a crossfire because of some shit you got going on. Like I said, I'm going to find out the details. I hope it's not true. But I had one person say that last night that that person, one of them children that got hit, possibly passed. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But I'm going to find out later on. But even still, we hear stories like this a lot. Didn't we just cover something a while back about a bunch of kids getting shot at a birthday party? Like, this is what I'm saying. All because they trying to get one person. If you got an issue with a person that badly, see that person when you see them. Don't see them when you know there's an event going on. Don't see them when you know it's possibly children, old folks around. Like, come on. Like I said, 4th of July, well, you know what? I'm not going to be funny. I'm glad that we did get some sort of rain these last couple days because now it's been quiet. You know, keep a lot of the nonsense indoors. But even still, I've always felt like this. You got an issue with somebody, you're going to have to see them eventually. But when you do see them, you know, make sure that everything is where it need to be at. Like prime example, back in the day, if shit was about to go down, there was a notion to tell the women, the children, even the older folks, yo, listen, y'all going to have to go upstairs real quick because it's about to go down. You know, it's not even like that no more. You mess around, old person could be minding their business, sitting in their walk and possibly got hit by a stray bullet just because niggas want to start shooting. Nobody respects no codes no more. I'm not even a street nigga, and I can tell you, it's just certain codes I ain't gonna violate in general. So why would I violate them now? You know? And it's sad because it's like you only wait till the summertime, and I'm a kid. This is my opinion. It seems like y'all always wait till the summertime to start a lot of the dumb shit. During the spring, fall, and winter, you barely hear anything out y'all. Y'all wait until it starts getting hot. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely catch this person outside every day. Nah, if you got an issue with somebody, it should be like that all year round, not just when. Oh wait till it start getting nice again. You know, all in all, it shouldn't even have to resort to any form of gun violence. See, it's the problem now. Like even with what's going on, a lot of these young ones are scared to fight. Shit, even some of the older ones are scared to fight. Prove me wrong. A lot of you niggas are scared to fight. Excuse me for saying it that way. This is the problem. There was a honor to actually throw down. Fuck that. Me and you gonna fight, we gonna fight. At least we both going home to our families, or at least we both not locked up or possibly dead. Nowadays, it's like, again, nobody cares about anything in life no more. It's all about self. If it's not conducive to me, if it don't benefit me, if it ain't harming me, F it. But this is the mindset a lot of them got, and it's sad. Some of y'all should want to live to see past 25. Some of y'all should want to live the golden olden age, man. But it's sad. It's a lot of these young ones messing themselves up. But then you got a lot of these OGs too messing up too. Because y'all not dropping the ball on these niggas. You still was supposed to be holding them accountable regardless of what, man. And again, that's the saddest thing. You know, to think that it's a barbecue happening, there's kids there, everybody's sitting there trying to get themselves a little plate. Food is almost done, and they couldn't even finish doing whatever because now it became an active crime scene because somebody decided to be stupid and wildly shoot into a crowd, not caring or not knowing who the hell was dead. And that is the problem. Again, shit like that happened back in the day, the person would have been found. Fuck that. It wouldn't have been no, it's taken weeks, months, or even longer than that to catch that person. It would have been on site. Nah, nigga, you gotta come out. You gotta go. I don't care what you gotta do, but you gotta go. You gotta take this accountability. Nobody told you to do what you did. And see, it was also a point where we didn't allow certain things to get messed up. Because a lot of the older folks too was on it like, y'all not gonna come over here messing up the feng shui, none of that. Whatever issues y'all got, y'all better leave it outside. If not, you're gonna be the example of why you should have left it outside. And in some cases, people wasn't trying to go that far. They're just trying to, you know, beat their chest. But in the same token, like, come on now. It is common sense. If you at a baby shower, what the hell do you need a gun for? If you're at a cookout, especially for the community, what the hell do you need a gun for? Unless you 5-0 or something, what the hell you need a gun for? And the sad part about it with a lot of them is, again, when you wildly shooting into a crowd and not caring about who get hit, you are possibly damaging or could possibly destroy somebody's family behind that. Because what if one of those bullets did hit and not just graze somebody, but possibly seriously injured them? Then what? You know, this is why I always say in some cases, yeah, things are unpredictable, but you still got to try to be aware of your surroundings. When something seem off, you know, when something seem off, no, you gotta follow your gut. And that's what I'm saying. Like, where's the accountability at, man? See, like I said, we used to really hold things down as a community. That means we wasn't allowing good situations to get messed up. Whatever issues wasn't that serious, y'all was either going to scrap it out with the boxing gloves, or hey, if y'all was going to fight, y'all was going to fight. But it was a time and a place for everything. Even back in the olden days, even when the gunslingers had their little issues and their little squabbles, guess what? They wasn't around nobody where anybody could get hit. They took their shit in the middle of the desert or in the middle of that road like how they were supposed to. Or it was a friendly mutual spot for combat. It's not like that no more. And that's the sad part again. Nobody should have to worry about possibly laying up in the hospital or not coming home at all because they was trying to have fun and somebody decided to ruin that fun. And again, you don't know what you are unraveling. You are unraveling some hurt and pain for people who, again, ain't prepared for that. Again, like I was hearing a situation about one of the World Cup games. It was a situation where it was a young girl that got unalived, basically. That's what I'm saying. They ain't even enjoy your whole. I don't even believe she was 18. Like, you didn't even get a chance to really enjoy life or even try to build anything in life. That's why I'm saying, like, there's so many different things happen. And that's another thing I'm gonna speak about too. How even when it come down to these sporting events and stuff, some of y'all don't know how to just enjoy the sport without it being too competitive or it getting too crazy. Good morning. How you doing? Good. All right. Like I said, if you want to go to an event, cool. But see, some of y'all gonna end up getting banned from these events. And that's not just where you live at. Anywhere you decide to go, it could get like that. Because a lot of y'all sitting here just acting childish and acting very disrespectful towards each other. It's a game at the end of the day. Everybody has whoever they got as far as the team is concerned. Why y'all making it into a real rivalry like it's somebody took something from you or somebody hurt one of your mans or something like that? That's what I'm saying. It's the adrenaline, the aggression. And it's sad at the end of the day. It's sad because all of y'all supposed to be adults in these situations and you're still moving like immature, emotional children. If my team won a championship, should I start acting a fool and start messing up the spot that I stayed? Or should I just be happy that we got one for the city and that's it? Like, come on. That's what I'm saying. It's like in some cases, some people don't value anything outside of themselves. And it shows. And that's why I said it's just sad. Because you never know what the situation could be. And again, it's sad because in the long run, nobody should have to worry about going to any form of event or any form of anything and then possibly not coming home. That's why I said it's sad though. And that's why I said we need to start holding people accountable again. On all levels, good, chilling. That's why I said it's time to start holding people accountable on all levels because I feel like no matter what the function is, no matter where the hell it's at in the world, you should be able to handle shit in peace. Good looking. I'll see you later tonight or early morning, whenever these niggas do what they do. Nah, but you know, knocked out over there. I thought that nigga walked away. My bad. My bad. Yeah. I'm over here. I thought that nigga done walked off. Shit, he over here slumped. Look at him. He was up. Yeah, he was sitting up. I just went in the back not too long ago. That's what I was saying. I thought he left. My bad, y'all. Top of the morning again, y'all. You already? You already? They already know this ain't nothing normal, nigga. We just had a whole fire truck ran past me and took out half of my sounds. Yeah, but you know, that's what I'm saying, y'all. You know, at some point, you know, it has to stop. Oh, I gotta get away before I get a ticket. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, before I get myself a copyright by mistake, y'all. Yeah, but again, you know, it's sad that you can't have fun nowhere without it being some sort of ignorance and violence. You know, and then people wonder why certain things that are not happening in their communities. They wondering why, you know, their communities are not getting some of the outreach that they're supposed to be getting. Because, like, let's be real. If we trying to do something to benefit the community and even try to offer an opportunity, and y'all gonna mess it up just because of y'all personal squabbles and issues, then you don't want nothing. That's at least how some people would look at it. You don't want nothing because, again, you sitting over here going against the grain. Like, how can you say, prime example, you want something new in your community, and then when it get there, y'all mess it up? You know, when you get it, then you start messing it up, or you done got to a point where now you feel like it's not helping, or it ain't beneficial on the financial tip. You know, and that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, as a community, you know, things have to get better. It has to start going back to the community holding the community accountable on all levels. You messed up, you did what you did, and you gotta come and face your consequences. Nobody else should have to suffer or walk around in fear because of your negligence and your ignorance. And for any person that thinks that it's cool to really let off shots, especially in a crowded event where it's mostly kids, or it's, you know, it's a mixture of people there. Come on now. You could have, God forbid, hit somebody that could have been pregnant and they could have lost their lives and their child life in the same token. Seen situations like that and heard about situations like that. Like, it's not a game no more. Like, yeah, it's been bad, but it's never been as worse as it is now. You know, at what point do some of y'all say, you know what? Let me put my pride and my ego to the side. You know how many times I done came across people that I really didn't partake or didn't care about, and I didn't even care. Wanna know why? Because, again, I'm not fearing nobody that bleeds like I bleed, number one. Give a damn what the situation is. But another thing is, if it ain't worth it, it ain't worth it. And if it's not that deep, there's no need to get that deep. But some of y'all will take it to the fullest extent just because of your pride and ego. Get out of that shit. Actually, y'all, that's not even gonna say pride and ego. Y'all emotional. Because any logical person is gonna think for the better. You know what? Do I really want to take this risk and possibly do something that I ain't gonna be able to really come back from, or everybody is gonna, you know, have an issue with me from now on? Or do I just say, let me leave it be? Again, some of y'all be quote unquote acting like y'all got serious beef, and it don't even be that serious, man. Marlene, baby. For those that just tuned in, make sure y'all hit the like button. But yeah, like I said, it's never been that serious. It's never been to a point where I feel like I gotta take somebody's life, or I feel like I'm gonna think about doing it. His life is too short and it's too precious, man. So I'll be saying, like, yeah, some of y'all will cry about, oh, the younger kids, the younger generation. Yeah, but some of the older generation got parts in this too. Outside the ones who really are trying to correct some of the wrongs, everybody else is coddling them, protecting them. For what? If you did something that you know for a fact should have a severe consequence, do you need to accept that accountability, man? I'm good, Marlene. Just having this early morning discussion with the folks, but also just discussing some things that transpired in my area and just around the city, period. And again, it goes back to what I said before. At what point do some of y'all use your common sense and say, you know what? As much as I want to do something to this person right here, it ain't worth it because possibly somebody else could get hurt. And then what? Now I'm either going to be on the run or I got to possibly face whatever I got to face. And to be quite honest, who the hell really want to be sitting in jail throughout the whole summer? Just waiting for a court date every day. Right? Shoot. It's just principles, man. Like, again, when these young ones are wilding, you older folks need to really get involved. Some of y'all could actually stop some of the madness from happening to begin with if y'all would stop acting scared. Stop acting like numbers is supposed to make everybody scared, man. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. It don't make no sense how you could be at a barbecue with people serving up and doing whatever, and then you turn around and now you ducking gunfire. Ducking gunfire, you ducking, all sorts of calamity because somebody decided to be stupid. And again, I gotta get the rest of that story, but from what was said, one of those victims might have passed away. So, that's what I'm saying. At what point, and this is not just my city, it's everywhere. Why you can't have functions without it being some form of niggotry and ignorance? Yeah, I'm saying it today because I'm keeping it real. It's niggotry and ignorance. Sorry. Because there ain't no way in the hell I could think to come to an event where I know it's supposed to be peaceful and I'm the only person there with a weapon. For what? So the hell I need a weapon for? I'm going to use the weapons God gave me. These two, the left and the right. And I'm going to use the other two if necessary. The left and the right foot. Like I said. Like all that extra stuff, like, come on there. It's unnecessary. So every event got to get messed up. Every positive thing that you're trying to do got to get messed up because y'all don't want to see nothing better. Y'all that hell bent on getting a get back or a lick at somebody that badly that you willing to mess up everybody else's free time and fun or just possible growth and connections. Come on now. Shit is ridiculous. No child should never have to worry about laying up in the hospital because of a bullet or multiple bullets that were shot. And you ain't even hit your damn target. And that's the problem with a lot of these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. Y'all doing all this shooting, but ain't even really hitting your target. You hitting everybody else but your target. And I ain't even condoning that, but it's like even real gangsters back in the day, even real niggas back in the day wasn't hitting no innocents. They wasn't. It was usually, I'm going to get my person, even if I got to run down on them, where I got to run down on them that. But ain't nobody going to get hurt in the midst of that. Just that person that got the issue. Not somebody's grandmother, not somebody's grandchild, not somebody's niece, nephew, sister, brother. That shit is crazy, man. And then a lot of these young ones, like I said before, tucking out because of senseless gun violence, man. Damn, these kids can't fucking grow up. Are you trying to tell us that in this world right here, kids ain't supposed to make it past a certain age? So they supposed to expire before time? They supposed to expire before they even reach some form of greatness? They got to get cut short because of dumb shit that quote unquote grown-ups and these young YNs is doing. Hey, come on now, man. It's an old fact, Marlene. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't be understanding that. Like the way things have changed drastically over the course of time is sickening. Because again, when has it ever been a time when, and we've had some situations, but guess what? Even when those situations got messed up, those people who did whatever got held accountable, and it wasn't we was waiting forever to find them or to get a read on them. See, even in your communities, a lot of y'all claim y'all not in the streets, but then y'all don't even want to say nothing to try to help whatever situation y'all could possibly help. It's like y'all motherfuckers is in fear of whoever the hell it is. And it's like, come on now. At what point do you say, I'm going to show bravery, I'm going to take the chance to do what I need to do? Fuck it. And that's the thing, it's the truth. Marlene, what you just said is the truth. And nobody would, listen, they was going after the main person, not nobody else. And nobody else got caught up in the midst of anything. And even when it looked like it could be one of those situations, it didn't turn out to be that way because somebody used their common sense and said, nah, you know what? I ain't going to do that. You know what? I'm going to hold off. Much as I want to right now, and I know I got the opportunity, I'm going to hold off. You know, like, I'm not condoning nothing in particular, just giving a real, like, backstory. It's craziness that, you know, again, you could sit here and do something like that, not give a damn. But you know, like I said, in some cases with some people, they don't understand the message until it really becomes a reality on their end. You know, like even now, some people will sit here, look you dead in your face, like you the crazy one, until it really happens. And then it's, oh, you know, I should have. Don't matter. It's too late for that now. It's like with that person that did that right now, like I said, 8 people shot, and a lot of them was kids. Like little kids. So, God, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but if one of them did pass away, it's going to be an uproar in this fucking community, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we used to make sure nothing, whether it was domestic or foreign, came in our communities and messed up the good times that we was having or messing up any of these events that we know for a fact was needed. The sad part about some of these situations, especially happening in my city, is that since they rezoned and did a lot of things, Chrissy, baby, you know, this is my thing. Ever since they rezoned and restructured a lot of the streets and the city sidewalks, it's hard to get around. Like right now, somebody could have been double parked. As narrow as the streets is right now, if it could have been an emergency, the ambulance ain't gonna be able to get in nowhere unless they was able to find a spot to drive on the sidewalk. Like messing up a lot of shit in the city. It's already kind of messed up, but it's even worse now. Because if it's an actual emergency, it's probably going to take them longer to get there now, especially if there's events going on. And this whole 4th of July weekend has been events. But it's sad again when you're at an event where you're supposed to be happy, joyful, enjoying some food and some music, and you can't even do that because niggas decide to be niggas. Excuse me for saying it that way. And I don't care how anybody took it. I meant that. Because there's a difference between grown men and women and niggas and bitches. And a lot of times when we come to these situations, niggas and bitches fuck up a lot of shit. So I'm keeping it a buck and it's raw and uncut today. Real men and women know how to keep things in order and know how to make sure, like, look, whatever you thought was going to happen here ain't happening here. We don't care how we going to do it, but we going to do it. Mo, baby. See you out here, sis. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But, you know, it's sad. Hopefully, nobody did lose their life in that situation. And if so, it's going to be problems. It's going to be hell. Because at some point, guess what? This is what some people fail to realize. And I want y'all to understand this, right? Whatever you might have done as far as crimes is concerned, you do know at some point you're going to meet your reality wall. You're going to reach that check or that point where, all right, You ain't gonna be able to get out of this one. It ain't gonna be a smooth getaway. Guess what? In some cases, if a child done lost their life because of your negligence and you're wilding out with the shooting, you think people ain't gonna snitch your ass out or put your ass out there? Oh no, they're gonna put you out there. We still got people in our communities that actually hold up the standards that's supposed to be held up. You're not gonna do something and think you're just gonna walk around scot free like nothing happened. It's not a good thing at all. You know, and that's the saddest thing of it all, you know. You know, but in the same token, this is what I'm saying. You gotta start really like uniting on the forefront. You know, when we trying to have these events, we need to keep it together. Nobody should have to worry about gunfire. Nobody should have to worry about a huge gang fight erupting out. Nobody should have to worry about a drunk confrontation turning deadly. Nobody should have to worry about trying to live their life and in the same token, got to look over their shoulder and they ain't even really got no beef. It's a lot of things that we got to get deep into. And that's why I said I'm going to delve into these in-depth conversations as much as possible because, again, some people need to get the message. See, the things y'all focus on, it ain't important. The things that's distracting you in life ain't important. What's important is trying to change some of the dynamics and change some of the things that are happening around us and try to get back to an old sense of how community and unity worked. We had unity within the community because everybody was able to put their shit to the side and say, we looking at the bigger picture right here, which is either somebody's safety or well-being. And it's sad because, again, we've had situations where young folks didn't even make it home. And imagine how them parents feel when their child is gone way before time. That's a scar and that's a wound that's going to remain forever. Even with proper healing and everything else, it's still going to leave a major scar because that was a piece of your life gone. Some of y'all really need to value life, man. It's amazing because you'll hear some people say, I ain't trying to end up like this one. I ain't trying to end up. So what you think you should be doing to avoid that? Like, come on now. Again, people be double speaking. I ain't no role model, no perfect citizen, none of that. But in the same token, I ain't doing things that I know for a fact will be a damage to the community or damage to somebody's family or household. Because I could have been another one of those statistics, running around doing whatever, not caring. At some point, y'all got to remember, it's not that important. Again, unless it's justified, there's no need for you to have to go that route and try to take somebody out. And that's the thing. Again, let's say you think you got away with whatever, right? You really didn't get away with it because at some point you're going to get caught. Or at some point, your karma might come back the same way. Remember that old saying, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. So sitting over here thinking that it's going to be a game, I could just do whatever because I got the gun, I got the power in my hand, and ain't nobody going to do nothing. All right, you're going to meet your match. And if you ain't prepared to duke it out or duel it out, guess what? It's over for you. Nah, I hear you, Marlene. That's the thing. Again, it's just sad, though. Nobody should have to worry about unnecessary violence and mayhem, especially at a positive event. Just like I said, even some of the sporting events at times get messed up because of nonsense and ignorance. Some of y'all need to stop drinking. And I mean, stop drinking heavy. Like, once you already feel a certain inebriation, chill out. Some people just be too overhyped, and again, it's just like, calm down. Just like prime example. You want to know why some of these ones I believe are doing some of the things they see is because, again, like prime example, how many situations do we talk about with sports parents who go over the deep end, especially when their child is involved in sports? That shit is embarrassing when you out there trying to get crazy and fight with everybody, and you supposed to be out there supporting your children and the children that's out there trying to beat something. It's like, what the fuck do y'all be thinking? Excuse my language, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta go into it because it's just some things I couldn't see myself doing at all. Me personally, because it wasn't done around me. Our parents was out here supporting us no matter what we was doing. Sports, music, some form of Broadway, whatever the case we was doing out here, didn't matter what we was doing. It was certain things we wasn't going to mess up because we all want to see everybody grow, shine, and get that good old whatever. Like, come on now. Get that good feeling of accomplishment and achievement. Yeah, I went out there and did something. I had the support, and it felt good. You can't do that nowadays. Every time you think you're going to do something, it's either not no real support or some nonsense that happens before the event can even start, or sometimes before it's even over. Sad though. I mean, I believe that, Marlene, but in the same token, shoot, that's easier said than done because most people think, oh, I got this, oh, I got this, I got this, I can do what I want to do, I got this. Okay, you got it. But don't lose control neither. What's good? Chilling? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a time and a place for everything. I've always believed that. Just a time and a place for everything. And some things is just not going to rock. And some people are going to let you know it don't rock. Like, nah. Some people are still holding on to the old traditional standards, which means you do something that's that stupid. Oh, don't worry. We definitely going to be bringing you to the middle of the state. We're going to put you on that stake and hopefully not burn you. But yeah, you're going to be made an example out of. Because again, you're taking a dangerous approach to try to eliminate a quote unquote problem. When again, most problems could be solved just by talking, like grown-ups. If I got an issue with you, I'm gonna talk with you about it. But after I said what I needed to say, if there's not nothing that could be mended, keep it pushing. Like I said, some of y'all are talking about opposition and ops and all that shit. Man, hold on. Did that person violate my home? Did that person threaten my life? Did that person make me feel unsafe to where I feel like I need to do something? If not, if that shit don't register in my head, you see where I'm at right now? Not behind the wall. This is, I don't know if I could have said that 10, 20 years ago, but when you get to a certain mindset, it's like, it's not really worth it. Been a fighter my whole life, scrapping, doing whatever. Don't matter. And was thankful every time I was able to go home, win, lose, or draw. It didn't matter. Because I ain't had to worry about doing nothing to nobody that severe, and vice versa, because it was a unity within the community. And guess what? The unity was mostly everybody that was in the community was in some way or form family. Hey, where I'm at, family. So this is what I'm saying. Like never got that serious because half of the time it would either, oh shit, you arguing with your cousins and them, or you arguing. That's still your family. I don't give a damn what you talk about. Oh, shit like that. So it would never have to get that serious. Never. But like, come on now. It's starting to become a real sad notion to see that, again, you can never have nothing too positive without it going negative at some point. But I'm also a firm believer that positive things come out of even negative situations. With this negative situation in particular, something positive gonna come out of it. Because I guarantee now everybody gonna be really starting to come together like they supposed to. So, like I said, it's sad because again, how many more innocents gotta get hurt or possibly unalive before we start getting to that point of standing together and not allowing certain things to take place. Like I said, in some cases, streets is the streets. And we all know, even those who ain't in the streets, we all know what comes with that. So, you got to think about that. It's a very unsettling feeling to know that you're trying to live your best life. You probably got a family and you're trying to keep them safe at all times. You're trying to go to an event where it's supposed to be something good and possibly some networking and building, growing, and y'all even mess it up then. Like, it's like, and this is everywhere that you go. It's the same thing, it seems like. Don't matter from New York to Cali to wherever. It's the same thing. Certain spots is like you just can't never have nothing positive without it going negative. It's crazy. I said going to change. You would hope it would change before it really gets critical. But you never know because, and it seems like in some cases, most people are divided. If I don't mess with you, then we ain't got to come together to. I don't got to mess with you to come together with you on something that's beneficial, you know? Because again, I've seen people do it. I've seen people putting together little situations now, like seeing people putting the situations together now, coming from different backgrounds. It don't matter. It's about the main picture overall, right? So that's just like if y'all all supposed to be trying to come together, y'all coming together to build something, right? Supposed to be coming together to build some sort of outreach program, right? If we both trying to get the spot, cool. But if we both trying to get the spot and trying to make sure that we actually doing the right things, then we got to come together. We're going to have to brainstorm. We're going to have to figure these things out, right? But how can you figure anything out when people, again, be in their pride so much? It's never like we going to be on the same level. It's always somebody feel like they got to be a step or two steps ahead of somebody. No, we all trying to move for the same thing. So we both have to move at the same pace. How you think a car going to run if it's not aligned up correct? People hate to line up. But again, if some of y'all would put your thoughts and ideas to use, some of y'all could possibly change things the way it's needed to be changed. And you don't need the outside help for it. I'm saying, like, we need to start really thinking about how we change the standards and uphold the standards the way it's supposed to be. We got to change the standards from what it is now and bring it back to what it once was. And it can happen. Or if not, we'll have to adapt the way for it to become a consistent thing. Because again, I've always felt like this. You should not have to worry about bullets flying, knife swinging, or it's bad enough you got to worry about that to a degree because of situations when it's dealing with people with mental health or certifiable people who are prone to violence and everything else. So that's a problem right there, already in itself. But nobody should have to worry about getting shot, grazed, or worse, just because somebody decided they want to do something instead of just waiting. See, and I think this is one thing that should come out. It's about patience. And that's the thing. Some of us have been patient for too long, trying to wait for certain things to happen. And some of us have lost that patience. So now we are trying to make it a thing now. So where we just got to start doing the right thing, holding everybody accountable. It don't matter. You don't always got to agree. But the things we should agree on is the things that, again, will keep us here at least a little bit longer. You think about it. You got people who don't live past or don't even make it into the world because of deficiencies and diseases. And, and we got those who, you know, don't make it long because they get wrapped up in the same things to a degree. Loss of life, just being with the wrong crowd, or sometimes just being in the wrong place, the wrong time. But again, no child, especially again, toddler or anybody that's between the ages of 0, I will say it like that, 0 to 18. I'm saying it just like that. It ain't no that standard. It should be the same thing. Again, they young. They ain't nowhere near adults. Supposed to protect them at all costs. And that means knocking out a lot of the nonsense from coming into these events. Y'all act like y'all scared to say something. Nah, say something. And actually have the actual backing of the people. Because when you got the right force, trust me, some of those people know when to back down. But if you're going to keep allowing certain things to happen, don't cry and don't complain about what's going on and why we can't. You're the reason why. And to be quite honest, some of y'all can't even complain about nothing when you are part of the problem as well. And that's the truth. If you are part of some of the same things that you're crying and moping about, then you don't need to be moping. You don't need to even be on social media. You don't need to be a part of nothing of any form of talks because, again, you are part of the problem. Unless you decide to be a part of the solution and change up whatever, you are still going to be a part of the problem. I'm going to give a clear example. That's like if you know for a fact there's a group of people that steal, rob, and do whatever. You hanging around them, guess what? What you think going to happen when you keep aligning yourself with those type of people? At some point, you might end up getting wrapped up in something that ain't even your situation. But just because you was with those people, this is how it starts. So just think about it. How I'm gonna get mad when I'm hanging with the same people that's out here robbing and shooting. How I'm gonna get mad when I'm hanging around the same people that are committing these heinous crimes. Like, let's be real. You're part of the problem. How can I get mad at something when I'm hanging with the same group of people that are doing the assaults? How can I be upset with people if I'm hanging with people who are still scamming? These are the things people need to ask themselves. Because there are some people out here who try to sit here and go hard and say, oh, why we can't, and this is why. Yeah, but you're part of that problem because you know the people doing it and you're not saying that. You're not standing on business. That's just like if I'm out here in the streets and I'm hustling, that's just like if I was a kingpin, right? At some point, somebody gonna try to hold me accountable for what I'm doing. Don't matter, right? Somebody gonna have to come up and say something. And again, it's about not just being brave, but standing on business. It's common sense and logic anyway. Because some people act like they can't use it and they can't identify it. So it's going to be people that's going to give you that. It's called a reality check. And again, a lot of y'all need a reality check. It's sad right now. Again, you can't have any type of good scenarios and functions because y'all be the same ones destroying it. But then be the same ones complaining why we can't get this, why we can't never come together and do this. Because y'all keep being a part of the problem. Say what you want to say, it's truth. I complain about certain things or I'll talk about certain things. I don't even say complain. I'm just being real and I'm passionate what the hell I talk about. Certain things I just can't align myself with because it was never aligned with me to begin with. I can complain about the senseless shootings and stuff, but guess what? That's because I have a right to. And to be quite honest, I'm not even in a situation where I can't complain about it. Most of my people solid all around the board. So again, I could complain about that. I could complain about a lot of these young ones being out 12, 1, 2 in the morning, no adult supervision. I could complain about that because I couldn't even get out past a certain time when I was their age. So what the hell? And I ain't hanging around no kids or hanging around anybody that young that's still out and about anyway. I can complain because there's times I literally had told certain ones, even as recently, go home. What you doing out here? Rather I'm coming to work or going to work. Coming home from work is crazy sometimes. You don't expect to see certain things out certain early. Like, nah, man. You can't tell me this is what I'm seeing at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. No, like, what's going on here? Again, people have to start getting back more in tune with what's going on, man. Again, some of y'all not even caring where the hell your kids is at. They need to bring that commercial back again, for real. Because there should be no reason why at 3 in the morning you possibly having a situation with a bunch of young ones that should have either been in the house by now, studying or doing something. I don't care if it is summertime. Come on now. What are we doing here, man? People out like they don't understand, but they understand everything playing. But now it's a fact. You know? Got to get back to that. Because come on now. Some of y'all busy trying to live a second coming of a childhood because you probably had kids early or you possibly got kids and then stop whatever you was doing before. But shoot, you got to think about it in a logical sense. We ain't meant to sit here and be young and have fun forever. We could get old and have fun, cool. But you can't stay young and have fun forever. You got to mentally grow up, man. And there's a lot of people who haven't mentally grown up. Hence why you get some of the situations you get now. But again, it's sad when you can't even have one situation without it being a problem unless it's heavily secured. And who should have to feel like that? Especially when it's supposed to be the community coming together. You know, like I said, The problem with some of y'all, and y'all still haven't woken up to this scenario yet, right? Don't let what I said earlier go over your head when I said there was unity in the community for a reason. Because some of y'all are really out here having issues amongst your own friends and family. Like, there's no way. Sorry, but there's no way. There's no way your next generations or your kins are fighting amongst each other because they part of a different set, a different whatever. Like, come on now. It should never get that serious. But hey, who am I to say anything, right? Shoot. I'm just gonna keep it real. Well, that's a whole fact, Marlene. I mean, in some cases, some people again don't try to play that role model, but it's just about common sense. Fuck being a role model sometimes, not saying it or taking it away from anything. But it's just common logic and common sense to know I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna stoop to this level, and I shouldn't have to. I don't care if I did have an issue to a point where I thought to do something to somebody. I'm still gonna have enough decency and common sense to go by a certain code, which means no innocence, no women, no children, no old folks, no disabled folks, none of that. Just my target, and that's it. Y'all all want to play Call of Duty, y'all all want to play all these games in your mind, but you ain't actually using the strategy. Because it ain't about just trying to run down and clap on something. Feel like, come on now. There's levels to it, but we ain't even gonna go that deep. Not today. But it's just common sense. And most people that are coming up from this era in particular, some of them got it. Some of them actually got the old traditions they instilled. That's because they coming from the same folks like us. Same grandparents, parents. Again, the community was the community. It does take a village to raise a child, regardless. It's not just mother and father. It takes a whole village. Because there might be things that the parents are teaching the children, and even the smallest little manipulation or smallest hint of weakness, and somebody could prey on that person. And basically, whatever you got instilled in them, try to unravel it. So, again, peer pressure is a thing. It seems like everybody, again, want to be followers, but not leaders. I mean, it's good to follow certain things, especially if it's leading you on the right path. But then at some point, you got to create your own path. Not trying to be funny style or nothing. Me personally, never had to worry about joining no anything. Ain't no affiliation under my name with anything. Because I don't even follow my own rules sometimes. I don't follow my own regulations sometimes. And that's for a good reason. I'm not going to sit here and, like, it wasn't worth it. Because the one thing, nobody going to dictate to me nothing. If it wasn't my mother or my father, or even the heavenly father, nobody dictating to me nothing. Oh, you got to be here at this time for that. Oh, you want? Oh, I'm going what? Like, didn't have time for that either. And again, when you have watchful eyes out, you can't do that, which was a good thing. Because who knows how that could have turned out. But there's always going to be success stories in life, no matter where you come from. But see, the reason why you're not hearing too much is because there's a lot of y'all that are messing up within your own community, tearing down the fabric of what made it something. People should be able to go out and enjoy themselves without having to worry about any form of violence or unnecessary madness. Period. If you can't have the basic living rights and freedoms like everybody else, then what the hell is the point? Nobody should have to worry about possibly being hurt. But again, in some cases, this is how the cycle will continue to go until the change actually begins. And we need to get back to that. So from now on, any events going on, I don't care if you part of the community tied in for real or not. When you see certain things, you need to act on it. And be careful on how you act on it, but act on it. Because again, it's about safety, right? It's about trying to be prosperous and have fun, right? It's also about just living without having to live in fear. So yeah, start calling these things out again, man. Start actually taking the initiative. Stop allowing all the wrong things to tear up something good. Can't cry about you want change and you still being a part of the problem. Time for you to start being a part of the solution. Before I get up out of here, thank everybody that popped in and showed some love. And I know this is kind of a random one, but just mostly wanted to chime in with the folks. And again, apologies for yesterday. I was supposed to bring the conversation, but yeah, got wrapped up with the fam and all. So, and I was supposed to do a food show. And I ain't forget about y'all. I made enough food anyway. So, Riaz, what's going on, my guy? You're late to church. Nah, but just good vibe yesterday. But I most likely could be bringing this topic again tonight. The continuation from what I started yesterday. Because we going to go back to that. I ain't done with that because, like I said, all it took was one specific trigger, and now I'm just going to be going in as much as possible. I don't care. So some people actually get the message through their heads that, certain things you say and do will have consequences. Hey, got to keep pushing that level so they eventually wake up and get it. And don't be surprised if you come on or if you're outside in the world and happen to say something that just is completely off and the people know it's off. Don't be surprised, again, you get bust upside your scalp. So, all in all, appreciate everybody that's been part of the build, still becoming a part of the build. And yeah, we still going to keep having these conversations. But today was no different. And I might even retouch up on this too as well tonight. Probably give out 2 for the price of 1. So you got to get down to the bottom of this and got to figure out solutions on how to really make things happen so we can change that aspect of things. The world is unpredictable, but when it's coming to situations that's supposed to be fun, it should never be that unpredictable. It shouldn't even occur to begin with. Everybody deserves to enjoy themselves, especially the young ones. How we gonna raise the future if we are also eliminating the future? So, yeah, I'll definitely be back later. For those celebrating birthdays this week, another year, another blessing around the sun. May y'all enjoy y'all days, your weekends, whichever day you may land on. Be safe, enjoy yourself, keep creating those memories. And if you was able to see another year in good health and good spirits, give your praises where it's due. All in all, though, appreciate y'all for rocking out. It's time for me to get myself up out of here. Like I said, I'll be back later. Y'all enjoy the rest of your mornings, your afternoons. It's evenings already in some spots, and oh yeah, it's already Thursday. I still need my lottery numbers for tomorrow today. But yeah, let me get up out of here. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Troop, what's going on, son? You late for church? Gotta catch the replay, brother. But yeah, definitely appreciate everybody that ride down. Make sure y'all share this out. Like I said, this type of topics and conversations I'm about to start going in depth in, and it doesn't even matter. See, I was only surface level, but now it's about to get deeper. So, like I said, we're gonna have to come up with something. Gotta do better than what we're doing. So, but yeah, overall though, like I said, y'all just try to keep yourselves safe out there, you know. Keep yourselves safe and try to enjoy the rest of y'all week. I know some of y'all are still celebrating, since you really probably couldn't celebrate weather-wise. Or, but you know, again, just be aware of your surroundings, and you know, when something feels off, just follow your gut. You find out that your gut instincts always serve you right. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love, and they'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I'm gonna do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. And yeah, most likely I'll be back. If not, put out an SOS for me, because I still got family up here, so I might have got kidnapped. Help me, Jesus, help me. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. To the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.